See, it's interesting to note, ladies and gentlemen, that these celebrities, it seems as though they are taking turns with regards to their contribution to human degeneration. Last year, I blasted out on Miley Cyrus and it got so bad that YouTube took down that content. This year, ladies and gentlemen, I want all of you to give up a round of applause to the ones who made it to this list: Ariana Grande and none other than Nicki Minaj. As the years go by, ladies and gentlemen, you will quickly note that each year a new ritual performance is being performed on stage, and that contributes greatly to human deception and human degeneration. Now this year they're giving you the spirits of snakes once again. Why the snakes? Ladies and gentlemen, many of you should already know by now that snake worship has been around for thousands of years. Snake worship is still around today. The worship of snakes is the worship of demons. Anyone who worships or bows down to snakes and serpents of old, they are simply bowing down to spirits of devils. In simplicity, what I'm saying is Satan worship. This is the worship of Satan. Did this happen at the VMAs in 2014? You bet this happened, ladies and gentlemen. But before I even get to the VMAs and blast these things out to you, check this out. For those of you who think that you know the true origins of America, the name of America itself, I think you better think again. Are you aware that America, before it was even called America, the natives who lived on that land and those who also lived in South America, did you know, or are you at least aware of the tradition of snake worship? This goes from the Mayans all the way down to the Peruvians and so on and so forth. Here is what I want you to understand, because those who were associated with snake worship, the land which they lived upon was called, or it was termed, Amaruca. The question which some of you may be asking is, so what? What does this have to do with anything? In fact, what is Amaruca, or what does Amaruca mean? Thank you for asking that question, because ladies and gentlemen, that word Amaruca, that name Amaruca, it simply means land of the plumed serpent. Another way of rephrasing this would be land of the flying serpent. Now, ladies and gentlemen, jumping straight to the point, we already know who are the ones that are running the country or the nation of the United States of America. Freemasons are running the nation of America, as The Simpsons tells us.
They're all covered with filthy germs, aren't they, Smithers?
Why, what do you mean, sir?
Freemasons run the country!
Ew.
And in addition to this, there are many snake symbols also in Masonry. That is something that's just there, plain and simple, right in front of you. What is the point of all this, you may ask? Well, the point that I'm making is simple. The allegiance that America has does not belong to God. It belongs to the serpents that it has given its name in honor of. Some of you may talk about Amerigo or Amerigo. Ladies and gentlemen, just look at the way the nation of America is, and I want you to be honest with yourselves and ask yourself the question if truly you were told what you needed to know, or you were told what they wanted you to know. Keep this in the back of your head, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want you to ask questions. They don't want you to question them, because when you question them, then you begin to get them into a state where they cannot be able to answer certain questions, because they know that then their secrets are being exposed. Anyways, let's fast forward to 2014. I'm giving you this information straight on point and not wasting much time, because I know many of you will get bored quickly. So, as of now, we know that USA stands for United States of America. However, I'm going to be a nice guy. In honor of Nicki Minaj and in honor of all of America, I'm going to call it the United Snakes of America. That suits it much better. So far so good, right? Right. Let's go to the VMAs. First contestant, Ariana. As many of you know, she was the one who performed the opening ceremony at the VMAs. And for those of you who will call her innocent and all that stuff, man, ladies and gentlemen, anyone who is involved in the occult society is not innocent. That's something that all of you just need to put in the back of your heads. Check this out. She comes out from a pyramid, a spaceship of a pyramid having that eye at the middle of it. And if that's not enough, check this out. when the camera looks head on towards Ariana and her dancers, you clearly see the resemblance of an eye of a reptile. You see the slit eye of a serpent in the middle of that pyramid, which she came out from. In addition to this, if you closely examine this stage that they are performing at, you clearly see the pattern of the number 666. And guess where they are performing? That's right, they are performing at the center of the 666. Do you know what this means, ladies and gentlemen? It means they are paying homage to the one whom they serve. They are paying homage and respect and honor and reverence to the serpent, that serpent of old, called the devil and Satan. Make note that it is not just here and there that they show these Illuminati symbolism, but it's all throughout her performance. The references are made to aliens and to serpents. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, aliens are not extraterrestrial beings that come millions of light years away to our planet to show us how to govern ourselves. Rather, these so-called aliens are no different than fallen angels. Fallen angels are the ones who masquerade as aliens. This is all part of a grand future deception that is fast, rapidly coming upon the earth. And many people will be deceived by these so-called extraterrestrial beings, these extra-dimensional beings. These, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, are devils. There's much more to speak of this, but for the sake of time, let's jump straight to Nicki Minaj. Let's check her out. Now, keep in mind that she is promoting her new single, and she's promoting this new song called Anaconda. Just moments before the VMA, this is what she is caught wearing. She's dressed up in this dress that resembles the skin or the scales of a serpent, of a snake. Just by this look, just by this image, I would not doubt if I see women start placing orders to buy these serpent-like dresses. In other words, this is no different from Maleficent. Because after the movie Maleficent came out, people started placing orders and began to purchase Maleficent-like horns. If you look closely to all of the dancers, all the people who came up with Nicki Minaj on stage and are dancing for her, with her, and helping her promote her new single, Anaconda, they all have imprinted on their skins the scales of a serpent. Keep in mind that in the world of the occult, sex is a big thing. And in fact, homosexuality is something that is huge when it comes to ritualistic practices or performances in the world of the occult. And that is the reason why in most of these ritualistic performances that are being performed, you are bound to see sexual reference. This manifests itself in many different forms, from homosexuality to bisexuality and to many different other types of sexual immorality. While you are watching these performances, ladies and gentlemen, your mind is being pre-programmed. And understand this, ladies and gentlemen, when you behold something for a predetermined time, for a certain time period, you become that which you behold. What am I saying? Let me simplify this, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of these people who are performing in front of you, these are demon-possessed people. Before your eyes, they may just seem normal and nothing is wrong with them. You see it as normal. However, anyone who is affiliated or associated with occult worship or the worship of Satan and serpents, they are demon-possessed people. And so when you observe or when you behold these people and you keep your eye on them long enough, you yourself, you become possessed. And so you become a victim to the gods or demons which they worship. You become spiritually possessed. And here is the interesting thing. The spirits which possess you are the spirits which possess them. And what these people love, you fall in love with. You become a follower of these people and you want to idolize these people because the spirit which possesses them now possesses you and has placed within your mind the interest to be like them. And so that is the reason why people begin to fall in line like a flock of sheep being led to the slaughterhouse. They begin to just follow these people blindly, not knowing that they are being led by blind people. You have the blind leading the blind. You have people who are possessed by demons leading people who are also possessed by demons. So you have the possessed leading the possessed. Where are they going? Where is the end of all of this? It all leads to destruction. If you are in darkness, you cannot see. Therefore, your best bet would be to get to the light. However, if you, being in darkness, cannot see, and somebody who also cannot see happens to be in that same place, in that same state of being in darkness, if they offer to show you the way, will you follow them? Exactly. Because then you have the blind leading the blind. However, there are those who just follow people blindly. They just follow with blind faith. You have the blind leading the blind. And so when you have the blind leading the blind, where do they go? They end up heading to a dead-end road. They go nowhere. These Hollywood celebrities, they are in darkness. Which means, can they be able to see the light? No. However, being in that state of darkness, they offer to be the ones who know where the light is. And so you have people who are blind, people who are a majority in darkness, they look up to these celebrities and they begin to follow them. Whatever they do, they mimic their movements. Whatever they wear, the majority wants to wear what they wear. And so you got individuals who are possessed following the possessed individual. You have a crowd of possessed people who are following this celebrity who themselves are also in a state of spiritual possession. Where do they go at the end of the day? They go to a path that leads to destruction. Did that make sense to you? Because this is baby language that anybody can be able to understand it universally. And so you have, again, possessed individuals who are following a possessed individual. The blind leading the blind. So, what's there to gain from this, ladies and gentlemen? Do not look up to these celebrities, period. As you're looking at their performances at the VMA and the Grammys and all of that, it's nonsense. I would not even go near watching these things. It's not healthy for you, ladies and gentlemen. Because, as I said, you become that which you behold. If you behold something long enough, you eventually fall under its influence and therefore you become a victim to it. I can talk on and on, however, I have to narrow this thing down to a conclusion. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and for joining the Controversy 7 once again. Until next time, I invite you to stay tuned, subscribe, and stay informed. If you haven't already, also join me on Facebook by liking my Facebook fan page. Link is in the video description box right down there.